Yo, what is good, YouTube? Welcome back to another JC2K video. In today's video, we're doing episode number 49 of I Build Your Teams, the series where I build my viewers' squads into the best teams possible for my team showdown or whatever you might be playing. Before we hop into the video, if you haven't already, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Help me push towards the 50,000 subscriber mark on the channel. I will eventually not just say 40K every time, but apparently not this time. Really do appreciate all y'all's support, though. We only did 41 episodes last year, so we're on episode number 49. A lot of these coming out this year, and y'all seem to be enjoying them, so gonna keep them going 2 times a week. Either way, this first team comes in from Shadow. He says he's been trying to get in one of these. He's got almost 3 million MT. His Beasley has 15 legends, and Wimby has 26. All right, so here's my thing. 3 million MT, I like the look of your team too. This is a well-rounded team. Not a lot of like super crazy, unbelievably expensive cards, but a lot of good, well-rounded, valuable cards. And honestly, I mean, with Klingon and Kareem as backup center options, you have kind of what I think is a pretty complete team already, which leaves you with a couple options. Number one, you can look to upgrade significantly at a position where maybe you want to get a better big power forward, for example, because you have Miles Turner and Tim Duncan, or like 6'10", 6'11", right? So if you wanted to go get a Dikembe Mutombo, like that'd be a big upgrade. Or you could put Mutombo at the 5 and play Mutombo and Wimby as your centers. Like that's an option as well. So if you wanted to spend like 1 million MT on a card, that'd be the type of guy to probably, I think, target is somebody around that 1 million MT price point. Maybe that's a, I don't know, invincible Rudy Gay, something like that. Even like a point guard, like a 100 overall Ben Simmons, although he's going to be a bit more expensive. Like if you want to pay for a big upgrade, you can do that. But otherwise, I think this team is pretty good, to be totally honest. And this is one of those squads where it's like, I don't see a lot of change needed to be made, but this is a really well-rounded team and just a good team overall. So with that being said, Jumbo Win, sorry, has 820,000 MT. Says he feels like he needs a new point guard, doesn't know what to do with the festival. No one is sellable except for artists. I look at this team. I do think you need another point guard. I agree. That being said, for the festival, you said no one's sellable except artists, so you got to make some changes here probably with the MT you have. I will say, if you're willing to grind the playoff challenges, I think Miles Turner would be a nice power forward to get, because then you could have him and Tim Duncan. An artist and Klingon I would probably keep as your centers. I'm good with that. Your small forward position's weird because the best player for you to get from this festival is probably Cedric Maxwell. And in order to get Cedric and make him work, I think you put Seti at the 2, Larry at the 3. And then off the bench, you go Josh Childress and whoever you prefer of your small forwards between Tatum, Tim Thomas, and Giannis. Whoever you prefer between those 3, because they're all unsellable, throw them as your backup small forward is what I would do. And then I would spend the MT to get a point guard. Probably going to be a Galaxy Opal. Denny Avdia is going to be the guy that I generally recommend just because he is going to provide you with versatility as a really good shooter and a high-level versatile defender, especially if you get a badged one. You could also try like a Dark Matter Ron Harper, I think is a good option. I would consider one of those 2 guys, though, probably to buy at the point guard position. And at that point, I think you're good to go for right now, to be totally honest. Maybe level 30, you can run Willis as well at power forward if you're not willing to grind it for Miles Turner. 13 a day comes in from Sky. I don't know how to pronounce that, to be totally honest. He says he's selling Yao and Embiid, so he's going to have over 5 million T. He's going to get Dikembe, and he's going to start at the 5, I guess, and he needs a backup 4. I don't know if I would recommend selling Yao, to be totally honest, unless you just have no MT. But this is a really good team. I mean, there's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. And I think if you do get Dikembe here, and you still have 4 million plus MT to get a backup power forward, you've got a lot of flexibility. Again, you can just go grind some challenges, get Miles Turner for free if you want. You can pay for somebody as well. I mean, maybe realistically, a guy that I really like, power forward, I generally recommend, like, for big spenders, Dikembe at power forward. So an idea, it would be something like Dikembe at the 4 with Opal Wimby at the 5, and then like Tim Duncan and Eaton off the bench would be a good option as well, I think, if you're not wanting to grind for Miles Turner. Just go really heavy on size and put Dikembe at the 4 with like an Opal Wimby at the 5 or something. That could be a good way to still get a lot of size out of your lineup and still save a lot of MT, because you could buy a souped Wimby and a souped Dikembe and still have 3.5 million or so MT left. So I realistically think you're in a pretty good spot here, but I don't know about selling Yao. I almost would want to keep him personally. Like I just think he's really, really good, and I think there aren't very many cards like him that have his level of size and speed. In fact, there's really nobody. There's nobody who's 7'6", 9 in speed. He's the only one. Next up is Micah, 94,000 MT, says he's been trying to get in a video exactly 1 billion times, and today is his lucky day. Here is the reason that a team like this doesn't generally make my video. Because number one, you have a pretty good squad already. It's a well-rounded, solid team with good key pieces. You've got high-level attainable cards like Dikembe and Wemby as your buyable cards. Same thing with Beasley. 3 of the best attainable, buyable auction house cards in all of my team. And so therefore, the reason that a team like this generally might not make a video is because what am I going to tell you to change? You have the 2 budget shooting guards that I recommend in the free Cedric Maxwell and Josh Childress. Like maybe you can get free Dark Matter Richard Jefferson to replace Josh Childress. That could be a small upgrade there potentially. You have an unsellable high-level point guard and a buyable high-level defensive point guard. Like again, what am I going to tell you to change there with 94,000 MT? Nothing. And then your small forwards are a elite buyable card and a high-level unsellable big switchable defender. Like again, I look at this team and I just don't see logical upgrades to make when you have 94,000 MT. I mean, the only thing I would really recommend is you could potentially sell one of your attainable cards and run a unsellable card or a cheaper attainable card there to make MT if you want to tactically downgrade. That's about the only way that I look at this team and see the way for changes. And so if you're one of those people who submits your team a lot and you're not in the episodes, I do apologize. I try to get to as many different people as possible, but sometimes I don't include a team like this just because there aren't a lot of changes to make. You know what I mean? I don't really have a lot of information for you. So that's kind of the case with this squad, but I thought he said he's been trying to get in a ton. We'll throw him in the video today and I'll explain that, but I honestly don't think I would make any changes to this lineup right here as of right now, personally. Except maybe you go try to grind for like a Richard Jefferson or somebody like that. Next up is Chris. He's got 1.1 million MT. Not sure what upgrades he could make. Any suggestions would be appreciated. He's got Giddey and Denny. Not bad there. Kawhi and right mid. Chris Middleton, honestly pretty good too. That Middleton card's underrated. Paulo is good. Josh Smith is solid. Tim Duncan and Willis is solid. Wemby and D-Rob is not bad either. A million MT, I mean, the biggest upgrade you could probably make just off rip would be Dikembe Mutombo. I would grind the festival and try to add Cedric Maxwell to your team. I think he's better than Kawhi and Middleton. They're both good cards, but I think Cedi is better. I think if you don't have him from this festival, you should be trying to get him, in my opinion. He's extremely good and he's not hard to get. I would consider trying to add some size to the center position. Maybe you go like an Artis Gilmore or a Mark Eaton, depending on how much you want to spend instead of D-Rob. I think that'd be a really nice backup center. That's probably the one area I would spend some MT and maybe backup small forward as well. Depends how much you like Josh Smith. You could sell, I mean, I know he's unsellable. You could spend a couple 100,000 MT on a like a Michael Beasley or something like that as well. Would definitely be an option. Could even just use the 15 Galaxy Opal event pieces to get Robert Horry and see if you like him better as well. A couple options there for you in addition, if those will hopefully help you out. And then the final squad today comes in from Dman. He's got 381,000 MT, says only Dr. J is sellable. I'll be honest, at this point in the year, sell that Dr. J, please. You can get Josh Childress for less than 10,000 MT. You can get Cedric Maxwell for free from this event very easily, and I would do exactly that. And honestly, I would get both of them. In fact, if I could get Cedric Maxwell and Richard Jefferson with this team, I'd do that. Because you could run Cedric as your starting shooting guard, RJ is your backup shooting guard, and Paul George is your backup small forward, and your 2s and 3s are set at that point with Cedric, Paulo, and then RJ and Paul George. You're good to go at the shooting guard and small forward position. Your point guards are fine, but I'd run Shea and Luka, not Shea and LaMelo. I think Luka's better than LaMelo personally. So that's my opinion. I'd throw Luka in there. Power forward position, really big fan of Timmy D. Not as big of a fan of AD. If you like him, go for it. I personally prefer Miles Turner, who you may still have to grind for. And I prefer Willis Reed as well, who you have because you have level 40. So I would run Willis Reed over Anthony Davis personally, but if you like AD, it's up to you. It's your team. Go for it. The center position is the spot where you need some size, and the honest truth is 381K isn't going to get you that right now. If you sell Dr. J, it'll get you close, and maybe you do pick up a Dikembe if you want to spend all your MT, because he'd be a big upgrade. You could also go up a Wemby. You could also go a little bit cheaper and go like a Mark Eaton. You could go cheaper than that and go an Artis Gilmore. Just depends what you want to spend and how much, but I would at least get Artis Gilmore, if not one of those other ones, because I think having some size at big could be a really nice thing. Bobo's not a horrible card for that because he is at least big, but I don't love that card personally. He'll get the job done though, but I do think getting another one for backup center would be nice. And for me, it'd probably be Eaton or Artis, just how much MT you have. But if you can get a good deal on a Dikembe or a Wemby, I think you could definitely consider that as well. Either way, that is the final team in today's video, and I hope y'all did enjoy today's episode. If you did, make sure you hit that like button, leave a comment, and subscribe. I will be back with more 2K content very, very soon, and I appreciate y'all. Peace.